Hi, this is Payson Cooper from PaysonCooper.com, and I wanted to talk to you today just a little bit about getting clear on your target market and specifically about digging into demographics. So the first question that most entrepreneurs ask me as I start to talk to them about getting clear on who their target market is, and I mentioned demographics, is what are demographics? So demographics are the factual and hard pieces of information about your ideal prospect or target market, and they can include anything from age to gender, income level, occupation, educational level, family circumstances and makeup, race and ethnicity. These are the kinds of things that many entrepreneurs and small business owners have a little bit of a picture of for their target market, but they need to be refined much more than most people think. So the next question that I usually get from entrepreneurs and small business owners is, why are demographics important to identifying your target market, and why do you need to do them as a business owner? Well, basically, understanding the specific details of your target market is one of the absolute foundations of a 101 marketing strategy. So if you want to develop a marketing strategy for your business, you have to get clear on three things. One, who is your target market? Two, what is your marketing message? And three, what media are you going to use? And generally, you should do it in that order. And in order to start getting clear on the first one, your target market, you have to look at these demographics as well as psychographics, which I'll talk about in another video. So demographics are basically one of the keys to understanding your target market, and you clearly identifying who your target market is absolutely essential to the success of your business as an entrepreneur. So there are three steps, and there's probably other steps as well, but here are three key steps you can use to determine your target market's demographic. First, you can ask your customer base, if you have one, or your prospects. Second, you can work back to them, and I'll explain how to do that. Or three, you can make it up. So number one, if you already have some customers, one of the best ways to figure out those demographics is to get the actual information from your current customer base. If you do not currently have customers, you can take some time to talk to people who could be your customers. So find some people who might be interested in your product or service. And then if they say that they would be or they are, then get them. If they say that they would be or that they are, then get the demographic information about them. So you could do a survey. You can call customers or prospects on the phone and talk with them and collect survey data. You can write down everything you know and can think of. So this is an exercise you should sit down and work on. If you really can't reach out too much, you can get a lot of information from a very small pool of people. Okay, the second thing I mentioned was working your way back to them. So if you have information about your ideal target market that would be considered psychographics, like a TV show that they like, you can watch the types of commercials that might be displayed during the show and assess the specific demographic information. So as an example, during the daytime game shows, there are often pain relief commercials. And you can think about sporting events where you have frequent car commercials. In the first instance, it's because the large portion of the audience are seniors, retirees, or people who may have health conditions who aren't at work, so they're home watching game shows. And then the second instance, it might be because it generally is because a sporting event would often have a larger male audience, and cars are something that are very attractive to men. Number three, you can make it up. And so you might say, what, make it up? The answer is yes. And marketing is more of an art than it is a science. There's, of course, some very foundational stuff you need to know and can use. But when in doubt, and if you don't know where else to begin, you can make it up. And it's a much better thing to get started than it is to ignore it completely. So questions you can ask yourself if you need to make it up is, who do you think your product or service will appeal to? How old are these people? Are they men or are they women? How much money do they make? And so follow that list of demographic groupings from the first section of this video and answer those questions to the best of your ability. You can use the internet to do research. You can look at competing products and services and see who's using them. You can use census data that you can find on the web. If you go with this method, you want to be careful to check it and update it frequently and validate it with your own client base as you develop that client base. So for example, a client of mine recently discovered that the demographic she thought was perfect for her product wasn't at all what she expected. And after a few tweaks, her message and tweaks to her message and to the medium and media that she was delivering her messages to, her marketing efforts have become much more effective because she's now speaking to the target market that she should be speaking to, not to the incorrect one. So who you think it might be at the beginning will probably shift a little bit over time as you get your product or service out to market. So it's important to review this information and explore it consistently. So finally, you definitely want to take the time out to figure out these details You can ask around, you can do some research and think about what that specific person, what they would be looking for in your product and who would consume the product or service. And as a bonus tip, a few hours spent doing research like this when you're just starting out, or even better, before you make your final decisions about your products or services, or as you're developing new products or services, and a willingness to review it on a regular basis can be the difference between thousands of wasted marketing dollars and a significant income for your business. So this is a huge, huge thing. So take the time to figure it out, use the information in these slides, do a little bit more research, and sit down for an hour or so and put some thought into this and write it out and get clear on who that target person is from a demographics perspective. And if you want more information about marketing, social media, and mindset, please visit paceandcooper.com. Hopefully this has been a helpful video, and come back soon for the video on psychographics. Thanks.